Page 18, A Marshmallow World. It's not exactly a piano piece, but we'll give it a shot. Let's talk about this very carefully. 4/4 time, no sharps or flats in the key signature, but there's sharps and flats all over the place. Look out. It's in the key of C major. We'll just stop there. Right hand first. You got triplets. One enda, two enda. One enda, two. Staccatos. I typically learn the notes in the fingerings before I do any of this articulation, but I'm trying to keep these videos a little shorter, so I may combine this, and you can go through this more than once. When you're first learning it, I suggest you play it all legato as best you can. You can't in this piece, it won't let you, but do the best you can with the fingers. However, I'm just do the bats, and then you hold on to that for a little while, and then we go on. Fifth finger. One yenda, two yenda, one. Make sure these 16th notes are short. Don't turn them into triplets. No, keep them short. That's the fourth finger there. They've got phrasing marked. I don't know that I agree with the phrasing, but I'm not going to go re-edit the piece. So we're going to use their phrasing, and at the end of that first line there, that's the end of a phrase according to what they're saying. So you can lift up and move. Your little finger moves, the hand doesn't move, it's just here. The fourth finger on the E. And then they're saying again, you can 1 and 2 on both. Don't like that either, but don't have a lot of choice. Then lift up, it's the end of a phrase, go up. Let's look at the rhythm there on the third measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then the third line down, watch fingering. 4, 5. I like that, that's good. This is quite common. We're using different fingers on the melody. Then back to what you were doing before. Let's go to the top of page 19. You're here. 4, 5. Try and bring out the top note if you can. It's the melody. That's what we want. Second line, second measure, here, here. And then lift up, it's a new phrase up here. Second finger on the F sharp. Lift up. I use fourth finger on the B. And then you're back to the way it was at the beginning. Tricky, it really is a bit tricky. Go down to the last line. Here, lift up, 3, 5. They're saying a 1, I do a 2. Here, here. It's easier for me to keep my hand out here, so that's why I use a 2. You can use a 1 if you want. Here, that's okay, there's nothing wrong with it, because you need 2 for the next measure. Actually, I like 3, because I'm going to use a 2 again. So for that, this is the last note in the second measure there at the bottom. I use 3 on that A, and so I can use a 2 on. So, left hand, keep the left hand soft. You're starting out fine, not too hard, and then a staccato, wrist staccato. And then hang on to that for a bit, and then here. I like the fingering, 3, 1. I separate these a little bit. The pedal's going to mess that up, but I'll talk about the pedal in a minute. This is a bouncy piece. Hold that G down, it's a whole note. Lift up. You're moving around some, but that's alright. Use their fingering, it seems to work. You can, if you want, use a 2, 3. This is the second measure, the third line. Here, if you want, and then come down. And then back to what we were doing. Top of page 19, you're up here. Moving around a little bit, you're kind of crawling around with the fingers here. Third finger on that half note. And down. This is tricky here. This is a first measure, second line. Here to here. You can, if you want, use fourth finger on the C. It's a little trickier to use 5 and 2 on that, so you're pretty much stuck with that. But you can use fourth finger on the C. Then the second line, last measure, it's an F sharp, a G, and a B. So the measure before is here, and then here, and then here. The bottom note's the only one that changed. And then here, here, and here. And then back to what you were doing before. Now go down to the bottom. Last line, you're here, here. Last measure, 5, and then come down. It's a grace note very quickly. It's a staccato, almost at the same time. How you interpret that grace note is up to you. It's a very quick little note, it's whatever. Then you slowly put the hands together. And again, when you're first doing that, you can, if you need to, forget the rhythm. The introduction isn't bad, but this part, just get the notes at the same time. These are together, these are together. The notes working the hands together all the way, just work out very slowly. You're not interested in interpretation or volume or how loud or nothing. You just get the fingers working at the same time. It takes a bit, and then once you kind of have that, you can go back and put the rhythm in it, maybe slowly. Work it out really, yours slow, not mine. Work it out very slowly on the whole thing. Go through it all and just carefully. Takes a bit of time to get all these notes worked out. Be picky. Try and get the right notes, what's rhythm. Don't change anything until after you get to know it. Then you can go in and make sure you got all these staccatos. For the most part, it's legato except for the phrasing, and the phrasing is for the right hand. The left hand, try and keep it together as best you can, all connected, until that last measure at the bottom here, there. Dynamic wise, there's suggestions. You're starting out sort of soft, and then medium loud, that's the melody. How loud do you want that? Keep everything else soft. Keep it soft. It's a light piece. You get a little louder and a little softer. I mean, at the end, the last measure, the second line. Then you come back down, and then you're back to where. So, and then over on page 19, you get a little louder and a little softer and a little louder, and you work those out after you get to know the piece. And when you get all that worked out, then we can add the pedal. See, we've done all this without pedal because I need to hear all the notes and how long I'm holding them all down very carefully. And then when I add pedal, I want to know exactly the effect the pedal is having to the sound. Very carefully listen. They're keeping the pedal simple. They're keeping a basically overlapping pedal every couple of beats. At the beginning, the first measure, they're pedaling the first 2 beats, but we don't want to pedal the staccatos, or they're not staccatos. Just hold the left hand down. And then we'll start pedaling at the 3rd measure. don't mind that sound, go for it. It's good enough. I think it's very heavy. I think it changes the atmosphere of the piece way too much. I like it to be light and bouncy. So I'm changing the pedal. This is just an opinion. It's just a suggestion. You have to experiment and decide what you like. But I'm basically just pedaling the first and third beat because I want it to be light. So the left hand is more like this. It's like two-note slurs type things. The second line, second measure, I'll pedal that. That's different. But then I lift it up with the right hand. I don't pedal this. And then we go on. Now here you can. I don't pedal the last two beats. And now I'm pedaling it like this. And back to every two beats or every other beat. Top of page 19, pretty much like they're doing. Now this part is like a slightly different melody than at the beginning, and we want a little contrast, so I might blur this a little more legato here. And this is a climax. And then I'm back to what I was doing at the beginning. You hear the difference in the one is heavier and more legato and the other is light. We like contrast in music, just keep repeating that. We like, and that's how I would suggest in the last line. Back to the legato. Measure exactly like they're saying it. Here, lift up, so we get a staccato, and then here, and then up together. It's my suggestions. You experiment with it. Try different pedaling things and see if you like the sound. Don't just take whatever they're doing and good enough. Make it yours. Interpret it. I'm going to do this very, very slowly. If you want to play along, go ahead, at least the right hand, just to check the notes and the rhythms. I'm going to give 4 counts and then start in very slowly. 1, 2, ready and go, and 1 and